Okay. So I just reset my router again. Not really sure what's going on. Um, so if it goes out again, like I'm just gonna cut it, like and cut my losses. Um, so yeah. Of course, like the one time I try to stream, it just doesn't want to work. So I've turned off all the other computers. There's literally
saved my game.
no. Oh.
Are you serious?
Is there like autosave?
No.
It wasn't open on the thing. I thought you. I thought it was. I thought you. Crap.
It's not going to say anything because we're streaming. But we're not.
I'm gonna get in trouble. Crap. Yeah, round 4. Okay. So I was going over the markers. I got a lot of them. These are them. I'm not gonna go over every single one because if the stream just stops, I'm just gonna make me mad. So basically, I got a bunch of skin tones, some earth tones, some greens, some purpley violet colors. Huh? Yeah, I know I'm repeating myself, but I don't know what got cut off in this when the stream went down and what didn't. So, yeah, got a bunch of markers. I've got a couple primary colors as far as Copic markers go. So I've got like red, blue, brown. So yeah, that's cool. Anyway, I guess we're gonna draw. I'm gonna try to find the grit from my other pencil that I can smush onto this, and then we can get to it. And you guys can ask her stuff if you want.
You guys want to see my Totoro drawing? I used his newer, whatever they're called,
Markers.
to do the cherry blossom. I don't really like them.
The markers.
Yeah, I don't like them. Just use watercolors. I can't tell.
It's this. There's a lag. You have to look at the. There you go.
Oh, okay. You can't really tell the color. You have terrible lighting.
Yeah, well, there are lights. You can
Oh.
I can't get the grip on.
Where's your grays?
Lucas said he likes them.
Thanks, Luke.
The grays. I've got this one. This one's gray. This is a blending tool. I only got one gray. Yes, finally back. Internet's working for now.
This isn't like the others.
Flip it out. Flip it.
Oh, it's a prism.
It's got a brush. I can't get the grip off now. Whew. Okay. Stream health is on. Darren? No. Bad. Bad Darren. I don't want to answer the call because it's on my phone's on my Wi-Fi, and I really don't want to put anything else on the network, just because this seems to be eating up a lot of bandwidth. So yeah. A what? A lighter gray. Yeah. I don't. I've got all your colored pencils here, though, if you want. You don't have a gray in here? Huh. Okay. Alright, I'm going to draw some stuff. I'm going to sketch this out. I'm going to show you guys just kind of as I'm going. I would reposition the camera, but this way I can just kind of flip it real quick and just show you what's going on. And that way I can monitor the stream a little better. And you guys can ask questions. And you can talk to her, talk to me, talk to the cats if they decide to show up. However you guys want to do it. I'm going to try this eraser out. If I can get the plastic off of it. Oh, the texture is weird. Okay. So I'm not really sure the art style that I want to go for with this comic. People probably message me about the stream. It's Darren. I am continuing the stream. Okay, so I'm not real sure how I want to go about like the art style with this one. It's kind of a heavier tone than what you guys have seen me do in the past. Much heavier tone. Everything else I've done has been very, I don't know, lighthearted is what I was going to say. But I guess kiddish applies as well, so. I'm going to use this other picture that I had as reference. What's up, Darren? Welcome to the chat. This is what I've drawn so far, guys. Isn't it beautiful? You know what? I think I'm going to start him up higher. She expects a lot of cuddles after this. You're going to get so many cuddles. And a back massage. Okay. So I've been writing out the kind of like a script sort of for this. I wrote out a synopsis and then I've split it up into 20 pages to start out, give or take, and that way I can plan out each page before I draw it, which I think might help. Because I want to print it, and I want to try to finish this before, when's coming? February? Mm-hmm. Before February. So ideally, by like January, the beginning of January would be nice. We will see. Alright, so this guy's not a child, so he should have kind of broad shoulders. Which is weird, because I'm so used to drawing young characters. Wide shoulders just look too wide. So what's everybody else doing tonight? Anybody working on anything? Too big. Charizard number 6. I think this is the first time I've seen you in a stream. I'm glad I've inspired you to work harder to become a mangaka. It's definitely a long road. But good for you, man. Yeah, that's kind of what it's all about. That's why I like doing these streams, is because everybody just kind of talks about what they're doing. And it's easier to be inspired in a community, you know? And then I'm better at drawing younger characters than I am at drawing older characters, and that could be because I've drawn nothing but young characters since I've started back at drawing when I started this channel. Yeah. Evan, you are working on a revamped version of the work I submitted to Pilot. I need to buy the issue that they did with all the Pilot submissions. I for Saturday AM. There's just like a Pilot manga program you could submit.
Talking about yours?
No, he's talking about his. Shonen Magazine is doing a contest. They do one like every year, it seems like now. But as much as I would, yeah, see this eraser, it's just not as good as Momo, guys. Like, Momo is like the best eraser that I've ever used, hands down. Also, did you notice Reaper got updated again? I know it got updated like when I did the last stream, and I read that. I think he updated it again after that, and I think I read that. If he's updated it since then I haven't seen it. Not yet. But I try to keep up with it. Issue 56 is free. Is that the current issue? Oh, okay. Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, I'll have to download that and read it. Because I had a subscription for a while, but most of the comics in Saturday AM just don't hold my attention. But I kind of had a conversation about this in the last stream, where like atypical shonen battle manga just doesn't interest me, and that's pretty much all that Saturday AM does, is like battle manga. I've seen a lot of cool ideas in the pilot program, but it seems like all the actual stuff that they've signed on to the magazine is all just kind of atypical. Hey, I gotta get the mystical stone with the fire powers, and who's my dad? And just really stereotypical plot points for shonen manga, and it doesn't interest me. It doesn't interest me in Weekly Jump either. Like, I don't buy battle manga anymore. The only exception would be what is it? I totally forgot it. This one, which I also talked about in my last stream. But this is like the only current battle manga that I'm interested in, and I think it's great. It's very shonen.
It's a great anime. He hasn't seen all of it.
I haven't seen all of it.
I have. It's great.
Well, they started the anime back, so you're behind. But I really like this, and that's just because it's a different twist on just kind of American and Japanese superheroes and comics just kind of mushed together, and I think it's pretty cool. Mine's called Find Them. Yeah, I think I saw. I watched part of the stream where they did the live winner reveal or whatever, and I saw yours and I saw Jeremy's, um, and they both looked really cool. So I'll definitely read them. The latest big fight was insane. I'm still like way back. Like I'm just at the part where
Are we still talking about My Hero Academia?
yeah.
Yeah. No kidding. Like it's love it. It's really good.
I'm way behind. I'm like they're training in the school or whatever, and they're like made their costumes and they're like going through the school doing their little fight thing or whatever. That's where I'm at. So like way behind.
I binge watch stuff when he's not home.
Well, we start watching stuff, and then she ends up watching all of it by the time I get home. And she's like, "Oh man, you should have been home. It was so good." She's finished the first season. You don't like the markers? Well, that's because you don't know how to use the markers.
Do you want me to punch you on camera?
No. Second season will be so much better. Yeah, I need to catch up. I really do.
No pencil.
It's like the only pencil I have. You want to use this pencil?
It's so heavy.
Because it's got a metal grip. Your neck's too short. Ugh. Proportions are so much different when you draw older characters. Like everything's longer. I guess I need to make the head bigger too. So it's.
Looks like crap.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's see what you draw. What was it? What?
I claim to be good at it.
I didn't claim to be good at it either. I can get the proportions good, but not poses. Do I have any tips? Yeah, use stick figures. So, okay, we're gonna do a little art tutorial, I guess. Okay, so
I can't see that's too light.
it's a stick figure, just random stick drawing, and then this is gonna be really quick, so forgive the roughness, guys. But you can start with a stick figure, and build on it. So, this is going to be really quick, but you get the idea. And you can kind of I mean, if you know how to do proportions and stuff, then you'll kind of get where I'm going with this. But once you have the basic shape for the stick figure down, then you can just kind of build on it. Okay. So start with the stick figure, and then you just kind of build everything around that. So use a stick figure, draw the pose that you want, and then build the character on top of it. Yeah, I really like the art in what's this guy's name? Kohei Horikoshi? Horikoshi? Yeah, I love his art. I think the first manga that I read that he did was it was like that 2-volume miniseries. I totally forgot what it was called. I don't remember. But yeah, his art is great. I like the really thick lines that they're doing in this one. Like, not in every panel, but some of the panels, like, they just have this really stylized kind of American comic look to it. It looks great. The one with the little, looks like the rabbit. Yeah, Barrage, yes. There you go. Yeah, I think it really depends on what you start with. Like, there's a lot of people that are influenced by Bleach, and you can see it. You can definitely see it in like a lot of stuff. Like white manga, I definitely see Bleach and Naruto in there. But I started out just kind of, well, when I started this channel, like, I was really trying to find my own style, so I didn't really use like one specific style of art, like one artist's style, to base my progression off of, or my own style off of. I just kind of tried to search for my own, which took a while. It took a long time. Akira Toriyama. Yeah, I mean, Akira Toriyama he's great. Dragon Ball was great. Dragon Ball Z was great. He's just naturally good at creating things that are cool. Like, Super Saiyans are cool. The whole, like, all the shooting the beams out of the hands and stuff. Like Yu Yu Hakusho, like, they did it too. But Dragon Ball Z was just so much more stylized. But with that being said, I don't know. I don't like Dragon Ball Z art clones. Just because you see it so often. I love the art in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, but I don't like when it gets mimicked, if that makes sense. But I definitely see a lot of people that draw inspiration and make it their own, without emulating it, which is, I don't want to. That's not bad. That's cool. I encourage everybody to find their own style. Any tips for more of a Marvel DC comic style? Well, with Marvel and DC, it's much more realistic. With anime, everything is it's softer, if that makes sense. So in Japanese comics, the heroes generally are smaller in stature, kind of soft looking, whereas American comics, they're usually very chiseled, they're very muscular, their whole body structure is very prominent, a lot of really thick lines, a lot of really heavy, um, like beta, like black ink. I would say those two things, just the structure anatomically and the shading are the two biggest things that I think differentiates American comics and Japanese comics from an artistic standpoint. As far as drawing in that style, I couldn't tell you. I can't do it. I would definitely start with anatomy because it's definitely more realistic than Japanese comics. It's a lot less forgiving too. But I do really like DC comics, which I've talked about. I've got quite a few. DC comics are cool. They're my favorite. My favorite American. Well, between Marvel and DC, DC takes the cake for me. Not be as camera shy. Lucas said it's nice to see you not be so camera shy.
Thanks, Lucas.
I think I'm trying to differentiate from my style too much because that was turning out bad. It reminds me of Bakuman. I'm gonna take that as a compliment. I don't I definitely don't see a resemblance, but I'll take that. I love Bakuman. Love Death Note. It's two of my favorite series, and the art. Takeshi Obata's art is awesome. It's one of my favorites easily. Like it's so good looking. look too young. Oh. I'll have to take your eyes up a little bit and make them a little smaller. If you're ever drawing young characters, and well, if you're ever trying to draw older characters and you're having an issue, just raise the eyes up and make them smaller. And if you're trying to draw young characters and you're having an issue with the face, make the eyes bigger and bring them down lower. By the way, I have not read it yet. I have been meaning to. I meant to do it that night, and then I totally forgot. And to be completely honest, I totally forgot about it until now. Like, I made a mental note and then just gone. But I'm going to write it down. Good night. Pum Pum. It's called Good Night Pum Pum. It's by the same dude that did Solanin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they said it's like 10 times better too.
Hmm.
So, which is cool. Jet pens. I have never ordered from Jet Pens. The only place that I generally order art supplies from, outside of going to a store when I need like paper and screen tone and stuff like that, is Deleter. That's the only place that I order from. So I know a lot of people use Jet Pens. I just haven't personally. Your nose. I'm gonna move your mouth down. Just move your nose down too. I keep having to move the face down because I'm so used to drawing kind of smaller, rounder faces. It's hard to get used to. Have you read A Girl on the Shore? Or I have read Solanin. I have not read A Girl on the Shore. But Solanin was great. I absolutely loved it. It was really good. Yeah, she found that one. That's good. Let's see. It's very explicit, but it's a great piece. Explicit stuff doesn't bother me. Like, if you guys have read The Flowers of Evil, I don't think I've read anything that's more messed up than that. It's not like gory or anything, but it's just like psychologically maybe the most fucked up thing I've ever read as far as comics go. Like, it was just so heavy. It was good though. Oh yeah, I talked about that last time. Yeah, that one's like in my top 5 now, ever. Sexually explicit. I mean, if you've read like Air Gear, or I mean, I would say like 80% of the stuff that Japan pumps out has nudity or something in it somewhere. It doesn't bother me, really, it doesn't bother me at all. Japan likes some weird stuff. Like, we got the first volume of Mysterious Girlfriend X. That was really weird. Like, they like suck each other's spit. For why do they do it?
Share their bond.
To share their bond. They suck each other's spit. It's weird. It's really good though. It's a good. I really like the art too.
Guys, baby cat, stop.
It's coming along pretty good. I'm just doing a portrait now, so I can get an idea of how I want to do the character's face. I think. I'll show you guys in a minute. Let's see, you have goggles because you live in a post-apocalyptic world where everything is shitty. So you need goggles to survive. Just like every main character, gotta have goggles. And how do I want to do the goggles? I'm going to do round lenses. I think I'm going to do lines through them too. Kind of an homage to Kamen Rider. That's pretty cool. How do I want to do your hair? I'm going to shape that down. Have you read or watched any of his interviews from season 2 of Punch Man? Goggles are so mainstream but look cool on any character. Yeah, I think it depends on the character, really. Like, I don't think they're as bad as they used to be. Like, back in the day, everybody had to have goggles. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, Naruto had goggles. Tai from Digimon had goggles. Drawing a blank. I know there's more. Who else? I don't know. Pretty much every character in Koro comics had goggles like 10 years ago. Don't see them too much anymore. But I always liked goggles. I always thought they were a cool accessory for manga characters. And I've always wanted to draw one that had goggles, and that just it never really fit. But in this case, it kind of works. Which one? This one? Try that one. It was a little better.
I think I would look the same shade.
Let's start with like a round shape. Well, you don't have to do round shape, but start like that, and then shape it. See? Okay, I'll show you guys what I've got so far for this. Still looks a little young, but that's okay. Come on, Ben. Yeah. Have they translated? Like, I know they did like season 1 or whatever. It was like 6 episodes or something. I think is up to what I watched that had been translated. Did they ever start back, or have any other ones been translated yet? Because that show was great. Like, that show's so good. And I know they said something about continuing it. They planned on bringing it back or whatever for a second season. But I haven't really heard anything since then. Seen a lot of season 2. Good. I'm gonna have to see if I can track it down. How do I want to do your hair? I don't really know. Kind of messy, since he probably hasn't had a haircut in a long time.
We should make it really
I don't want to make it long.
long. I like guys with really long
Well, then you should have made me get a haircut.
hair. Yeah, but you almost.
I don't care.
I think it should at least be shoulder length.
Shoulder length?
Yes. Give him a Jedi braid.
A Jedi braid?
Yes.
Actually, that might be kind of cool.
Duh.
Okay, I'll give him a Jedi braid.
Did you get for having such a cool girlfriend? She's such a cool
I can't go with my how to draw manga books. I have over like 30 of them. Yeah, when I was younger, I used to use those a lot, and then like now that the internet's as big as it is, like it's kind of made it redundant at this point. I still use reference books for a lot of things though, like backgrounds, trees, but as far as characters go, I don't really use them too much anymore. There's a book called Pen and Ink, which is really good. It's a really good book about just different tools and comic layout or manga. I mean, it's the same thing, but American comics and manga are laid out very differently. Just like the different layouts and the tools that professionals use. It has a lot of interviews in it as well. It's a really good book for anybody who hasn't read it. Reminds me of Soul Eater. I'm actually not a huge fan of Soul Eater. I like the art style, but I've like never had the patience to finish the series. It just didn't draw me in. Like I know a lot of people really, really love Soul Eater, but like it just didn't do it for me. I don't know why. Like, I really like the art style, but for whatever reason, it didn't hook me in really. I'm gonna embellish these goggles just a little bit, not a ton. Give you some kind of necklace. How about a crystal, since crystals are, you know, cool. Final Fantasy and stuff. We'll do that. And bring your shoulder down here. Yeah, that'll work. Actually, I'm gonna bring that back. Let's see, what is your guilty pleasure anime? Like it's so bad, but you can't help but to watch it anyway. Yeah, there's a lot of people in here.
Emoto. That's his.
What?
I'm saying yours was
Himoto? Himoto, I wouldn't say is my guilty pleasure. Beyblade probably. Beyblade's my guilty pleasure. Yeah, it looks like we've got like 6 people in here.
You just said that there we have a lot of people. 6 people's not a lot of people, though.
It's a lot of people for me. The chat's lively though. Huh? That's okay. But I would say Beyblade's definitely probably my guilty pleasure. Like it was probably one of my favorites growing up, as far as like juvenile kid anime goes, and I still watch it sometimes. That's definitely a guilty pleasure. What else? Most of the guilty pleasure stuff that I watched, like that I would say is probably not everybody watches, would probably be like just the stuff that I watched when I was a kid. So, like Beyblade, the Mega Man EXE series, Monster Rancher, Metabots, yeah, stuff like that. Zoids. This is coming along pretty good. Macross is pretty bad too. Like it hasn't aged well either. I like Macross. Yuri on Ice. Is that new? Yeah, I've seen like the thumbnail for it, but I haven't actually watched it. I actually haven't started anything that's come out recently. No, I take that back. We did start watching. What was that one that we started watching? The orphan kid who turns into a tiger or whatever.
Oh.
I forgot what it's called. We watched something where some orphan turns into a tiger and then he joins some paranormal detective agency or something. Totally forgot what it's called. I just watched it on a whim one night on Crunchyroll. Okay, here's the Weekly Shonen Magazine Medibang manga contest. Winners will be published in Weekly Shonen Magazine's manga app, Magazine Pocket. Let's see what this is all about. Okay. Grand prize, publication in Weekly Shonen Magazine's app, Magazine Pocket Plus. An editor will be assigned to you to help develop your manga further, plus feedback from the editorial staff. Other winners, an editor will be assigned to you to help develop your manga further, plus feedback from the editorial staff. Entry period is Thursday, October 13th through Thursday, January 12th, 2017. And let's see. Enter in 3 easy steps. Draw manga, add a tag, submit. Users outside of Japan can use Medibang translation, submit a manga. Medibang will translate. Contest judged by Weekly Shonen Magazine editors. Entry format. Completed works under 50 pages in length. Completed comics only, no scripts or rough drafts. Pages can be ordered from left to right or right to left. Qualifications. Entries open to everyone from pros to amateurs. Manga geared towards Weekly Shonen Magazine. Kasatsu Shonen Magazine. Manga box readers as well as foreign manga are all okay. Yeah, it doesn't. That's pretty cool. It doesn't look like there's any restrictions on the type of manga that you can do either. You can look at the submissions that have been posted as well, which isn't many. And they honestly all look pretty bad. So yeah, that's cool. Who knows, maybe I'll submit this. I still don't think I'm there yet, but it might be fun to enter. Manga just has to be interesting, right? In the words of that one guy from Bakuman. Although, I mean, the art can't be terrible. Which I'm getting better all the time, but I still don't think I'm at that level. Okay, so here's this. Can't really see his Jedi braid too well. I'll clean it up, but yeah. It looks pretty cool. I think it looks cool. Okay, I've never entered a contest. Don't know why. Any of you guys entered any contests lately? I haven't. I don't remember the last contest I entered in.
Whenever you put in the Sonic and Flash.
Oh yeah, I did the Saturday AM illustration contest thing, which I really hated the format that they decided to go with. Basically, it was based on votes, but not votes from people within inside the magazine. It was all outside votes. So it was really about how many people you knew that you could convince to go vote for you, which was unfortunate. But I've won a couple YouTube contests, but I haven't entered any of the like official magazine contests or anything like that. I don't like. Yeah, I really don't either. Like, I like the concept of Saturday AM. I do really like the concept, but I don't like the way that they do a lot of things, and it's very chaotic. Every time they have a contest or an event, it's so convoluted. There's always issues. There's always miscommunications. It just doesn't work. What's up with this mid, bro? It still bleeds. It still feathers. Like even it could be. I mean, I could try a different one, I guess. Got this one. Stuff from the magazine. Deleter ink works better. Enter the last pilot. Yeah, well, I'm using, I got a new ink today. It's Liquitex, just to try it out. But this is, and you know, it's probably this ink too. It's so, It's so thin. Like, this is probably worse than the Pilot ink, honestly. Yeah. That's alright. I'm just gonna have to get on Deleter and just order some ink. But that's okay. I've got pigment liners and brush pens that I can use in the meantime, which is what I've been using anyway, so no worries. Welcome, Tyrone. I like drafting ink because it dries quickly. Yeah, my issue is just all the ink that I've been using is just, it, like the Pilot ink is better than the ink I just used, but even the Pilot ink, I'm not sure if I got drafting ink or not, I honestly am not sure, but it just, like, with the Pilot ink, it'll go down clean and the line will look smooth, and then like a second, 2 seconds later, it'll start to bleed and just kind of fuzz out. It drives me nuts. So, where's my pen? So for now, I'm just going to use this stuff. A Pigma brush pen and some multi-liners. So you can get the same effect. You don't have to use a dip pen to get the same kind of lines. It just takes a little more work, I guess. But that's okay, because I'm used to it. That's what I've been using. That's what I've been using for a while. What paper are you using to ink? I used Deleter. Actually, I don't have the insert anymore. I've been using Deleter A4 paper. It's kind of like, it's almost like cardstock. It's a little lighter than cardstock. But I've used the ink on a few different kinds of paper, the Pilot ink, and I have the same issue with all the different papers that I've used. Well, that's good.
It's supposed to be.
I can see that. It's got that. Just, you want to try that? No? No. But I'm pretty used to using liners now. It really doesn't bother me. Like, it did at first because getting the same kind of line thickness was kind of a pain. And the line variation, not so much the thickness, just being able to go from thick to thin. It just means you got to go back over it a couple times. But that's okay. The only thing that sucks is having to switch to smaller pens for some of the finer details. Whereas with a dip pen, you can get some pretty fine lines. I've never had problems like that. Yeah, I know Pilot makes like 2 different inks, so it could be that I just bought the wrong ink, which is possible. Have I tried digital art before? I have tried digital art, not with a tablet though. But I don't like coloring digitally. Like, I like the way traditional art looks. Like, I like the product, the finished product more. It's more organic looking. You know, with digital art, you can always tell that it was drawn on a computer. Not to say that that's necessarily bad, but it's just not what I'm going for. Plus, I like sitting down in front of a piece of paper and just drawing. I'm on my computer enough, so if I ever have, can sit down and this is enough of a reason to get off my computer or off a video game or whatever, that's a good thing. I spend too much time on my computer as it is. Rice paper. Yeah, I know, like, more absorbent paper, like, I wouldn't have the issue with bleeding so much. But I like using heavier paper just because it's easier to preserve. Oops. Yeah.
No, ma'am.
Better watch it, baby cat. I think I'm gonna have his hair black. You think I should do black hair or a different color? Black.
Well, it depends how dark your background's gonna
Um, I mean, the whole setting is gonna be. The whole setting is gonna be pretty dark. Like, kind of like this, sort of. But I mean, only the cover is going to be colored anyway, so it really doesn't matter, I guess.
Baby cat.
Probably get the fountain pen version of Pilot Ink, which is more thin and watery. I feel like bleeding is actually caused by more absorbent paper. No, I don't know then. I'm lost.
Would you fuck off?
Wait. Don't be mean to the cat.
I
You have the whole internet on top of you.
can tell my cat to fuck off.
Well, don't be slinging her. Mean to the cat. Baby cat. Come here. Come here. You just want to be part of the stream, don't you? Say hi. Say hi to everybody. Oh. Say hi. Say hi. She doesn't even care. She's a dog. Comes for 2. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to try a few different kinds of ink, I guess. Although at this point, like, I'm almost at the point where I just really don't even care anymore. like I've been just using liners for a while, and like it really doesn't bother me that much anymore. Like I think one of the main reasons that I wanted to use the dip pen to begin with was just the novelty of it. It's like an all-in-one pen, but I don't know. It really doesn't bother me. Like just using like microns and stuff. Have any horror stories with pets ruining artwork or anything? Dog eats your homework. Um, well, my cat broke my scanner, if that counts. So I currently don't have a scanner. That's probably the worst. The worst thing that's happened is that my cat broke my scanner. The line's crooked. I'm going to use a ruler for this. Um, Dog knocked over my ink before on something I just finished. Yeah, that would suck. I've spilled ink before. That's I mean that's one of the things that sucks about using a dip pen too, is um, there's instances where you could just prick the nib the wrong way and just ink goes everywhere, and you're just screwed. I've done that and then had to go into Photoshop and like remove dime-sized ink splotches, that was before I had a light box, so I couldn't just redraw it or trace over it. I'd have to like just start from scratch, which I wasn't about to do. That was back when I did the Imagination Wars the first time. It was actually one of the pages um, where Kenji is explaining the rules of Imagination Wars. The page with like the dice and like the silhouette character in the computer, and he's just explaining how everything works. There was a giant ink splotch on that page that I had to go into Photoshop and take out. That sucked. A homemade light box. Yeah, I was lucky enough to find one at Hobby Lobby, at my local Hobby Lobby, for pretty cheap. Um, and I've used it quite a bit in the past. It's pretty useful, especially like if you're um, wanting to do a background or something from a photograph. You just lay it on the light box and you can just trace over it. Or if you're trying to, if you draw a background on one page, let's say for example, and you want to reuse it so it's consistent, like it always looks the same, which I did in GameKid for the shop. You can use the light box as well. and just reuse the background. I mean, it's literally just a light bulb underneath a piece of plastic, honestly. Like, and I mean, some places charge like a lot of money for a light box. It's literally a light bulb and a piece of plastic. Yes. You gonna ink it? You want thick lines or thin lines? Well, it's a pretty big drawing, so I would go with kind of thick. I'd do that for the outline, and if you want something thinner for the eyes, just what is this? This one's really thin. If you want to use that, blue lead. Yeah, I was talking about that earlier. The art store I went to today, I was looking for blue lead or blue lead pencil, and I could not find one. It'd be way easier just to draw with that and just not even have to worry about erasing. Do you draw in a sketchbook? Would you ever do a sketchbook tour? I do sometimes. I have one that I don't think I've ever gone through on this channel. I had one that I used to go through all the time in my past videos, which I used to do updates all the time. Those are like 3 years old now. Those videos are. But as far as recent stuff goes, I don't know that there's a whole lot in that sketchbook, but I can go through it one day, yeah, and just do a quick video on it. Most of the time when I sit down and I draw now, I just draw on like single sheets of paper. You know, like I'll pick up a piece of cardstock and start doodling. I did get like a couple small sketchbooks for my birthday though, and I do want to try to make use of those. So I may start drawing in those more, just trying to set up the world for this comic that I'm trying to do. Character designs, because it's set in the future, so I'm gonna have to do a lot of designing as far as what the world looks like, vehicles, people, clothing, all that stuff. I want kind of a Blade Runner / Astro Boy feel as far as the world goes. Like if you guys have seen the CG Astro Boy movie they did a while back, which I liked. Some people didn't like. I really liked it. Something like that. On land anyway, not where they were in the floating city or whatever, but the actual Earth segments, like on land. I really liked the design for that in that movie. Except for the church deal. It'll still be pretty cool. I'll show you guys here in a second. It's coming out pretty neat. I like when you get to a point where you can look at your art and tell yourself it looks cool. I spent so long just drawing stuff and being really, really unhappy with how it would turn out, which isn't so much the case anymore. Like, there's definitely instances where I draw things and I'm like, God, that sucks buttholes. But now I can draw things sometimes and be like, man, that turned out pretty good. Hmm? There you go. That one's really thin. Astro Boy, that would be cool. Yeah, that's kind of the look that I'm trying to go for. Promised Neverland? What's it about? I haven't heard of it. I need a small pencil too. No, I don't have one. Oh. I just stabbed myself with it. I don't want to spoil it. You have to read the Hearth Trapper. Huh. Promised Neverland. The Promised Neverland. The art looks interesting. It looks kind of messed up. It's really messed up. Okay, I'm not going to spoil myself, but I'll read it. You show me yours. Gotta get it close. Okay. She drew this. It's like a sock puppet, but the hand is like doesn't have a body to go with it, and it looks like it fixed itself. Poor guy.
He's pretty handy.
Pretty handy. Is that a pun? Well, I like things that are different from anything in Jump. Like, I think most of my favorite stuff that's come out in Jump has been the stuff that has not been like the super mainstream, kind of atypical stuff, like One Piece and all that jazz, like Death Note and Bakuman and My Hero Academia. Just weird, quirky stuff that doesn't really belong in Jump, but somehow ended up there. I guess I can. I don't know if I want to shade that or not. So I'll probably color it for the practice. Huh? Okay. Probably gonna end this here in a minute. I'm just gonna finish inking this and then let everybody see it, and I'll color it tomorrow. Huh? One of my better ones? Seems like every time I draw it gets better. Just good. So I didn't do a lot of shading on this one, guys, just because I'm going to try to leave that to the markers when I color this tomorrow. But does the puppet have a name?
Hans.
Hans. The puppet's name is Hans.
H-A-N-Z.
H-A-N-Z? Like Hansel and Gretel.
I know it's not spelled with a Z, but
We do what we want. Okay, so here's this drawing, guys. And tomorrow, when it's a little brighter outside, I'll be able to mess with the camera and kind of show you guys what it looks like in better lighting. I probably need to fix a couple things. But it's just a doodle, just some character designs. So I like the way it looks. Hopefully I can color it pretty well. I'm not really used to coloring at all, so that'll be new for me. But I really want to color my own covers, so yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end this, and I don't know if I'll stream when I color it. I might. If I do, the stream would be tomorrow night. If I don't, then I'll probably do it earlier in the day and then just upload the video tomorrow, sometime in the afternoon. So we'll see. But anyway, I'm going to bed. See you guys. Thanks for watching. I will see you all soon.